Welcome to the stream. Crab. Roe tofu. Today, we're gonna learn some poetry. Or do other things with poetry. It's about poetry in Genshin Impact. Do I remember the date? I never do. I always read my letters months, if not years in the future.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Waterborne poetry. People pass to and fro beneath the stone gate, and the scent of dandelion wine drifts in the air alongside laughter and cheer. The wending water and wafting winds greet the start of a poetic adventure with friends. Let's have an adventure. You heard that Mondstadt and Liyue are hosting a joint event and decide to take a look. Doki Doki Genshin Impact. That's a bad sign, isn't it? Surely nothing will go wrong in this poetry club.
Go. Huh?
Let's take the elevator. I haven't taken that one in forever, and now it has left us. Just Mona. Yeah. You got her weapon? You mean Hu Tao? Yes. It's one of the very few 5-star weapons I have. Artifacts also exist. I think it's just Witch of Flame or whatever it's called. Oh no, there's two of me.
Looks like you're having fun. What's the occasion this time? Oh, do I spy a traveler and a Paimon? We were just talking about you. This is more serendipitous than finding Mora after face planting on the road.
Hello, you two.
It's been too long. I'll bet you have some thrilling new tales from your journey to fill me in on. I can see it in your eyes.
Never a dull moment on this Teyvat trip.
Excellent! I knew I could count on you.
What were you talking about before we got here? Something fun? Or something delicious?
I am mostly free to play. Outside of Glee's costume, I have not spent any money, I think.
We were talking about one certain traveler, and how two's company, but three's a crowd, as the inseparable duo tore around to that, making 4 friends here and 5 more there, often at 6s and 7s as they brave the lakes and seas, collecting pieces of 8 and countless other treasures. They clearly must have 9 lives. Wink, wink. Let's hope they have less than 10 deaths. What the? It just gets worse and worse.
Shortly, you may attend a grand banquet at Stonegate. All will be dressed to the nines for majestic food and fine wines. And after 8 long drinks and 7 shorts, they'll each write 6 lines 5 times. You've been to all 4 corners of the world, so in 3 short seconds, can you guess from these 2 stanzas of 1 speech each what this event is about?
We're gonna be having lots of words today, aren't we? It's a poetry festival.
Correct! It's a poetry gala, and Mondstadt and Liyue are hosting it together. Do you still remember the promise I made to the distinguished director Hu here during the Lantern Rite?
Oh, something about writing poetry together? That's right. At the dinner table that night, I just knew this young bard was a rare talent with exceptional taste. You know, It's rare to encounter such a kindred spirit. And now, I've finally seized the chance to collaborate. It took me much trekking across the land to petition Eugene Terrace and contact the Knights of Favonius, but eventually, in the spirit of friendship and poetry sharing, I managed to successfully organize the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala.
Bit of a weird name.
Liyue's poetry is known far and wide, and Mondstadt is the city of wine and song. With two nations teaming up, it'll be double the fun, and a great chance for people from both places to get to know one another. Hu-Tao and I will be the co-hosts for this poetry gala. Of course, I haven't studied the various forms and formalities of Liyue poetry for very long, so please forgive my dreadful performance just now.
Not at all, Venti. You followed my lead most excellently.
You flatter me.
Well, this sounds like fun. Let's get involved.
But I'm a silent protagonist. Forsooth, I am wont to dabble in verse.
Oh, Paimon's sure you'll be amazing. Remember that time in Liyue when Paimon gave you the first half of a couplet? Wind rises, winds never churn. You came up with the second half right away.
But the sea of clouds always return.
Oh, looks like someone's got a knack for this. Perhaps we'll have to raise the difficulty a little.
Are we gonna have poetry minigames? Or how is this gonna go down?
Alright, so basically you guys are here to discuss the activities for the poetry gala, right?
Oh, looks like little Paimon's brain has gained a wrinkle or two. You guessed it so effortlessly, but you still guessed it wrong.
And the wrinkle is gone once more.
Huh? Wait, Paimon guessed wrong?
We came here hoping to invite a special guest.
Is it Xiao? There's no other person you would come here specifically to invite otherwise.
I already told you, I'm not going.
Surprise! It's Xiao.
Xiao, you're here too!
Never having penned a verse myself, how could I hope to judge the poetry of others? Besides, afflicted with karma as I am, the raucous atmosphere you are cultivating is precisely the kind which I must avoid, as you well know.
Hey now, there's a first time for everything, right? We all start from itsy bitsy spider, but give it a shot and you'll be wandering lonely as a cloud in no time. And you don't even have to join us in person if you really don't want to. You can just watch the party from a nearby mountaintop and cheer us on. But at least head down and take a look first. It's right by the inn, and there's plenty of fun activities to get involved with. It can't hurt to take a quick walk and check things out.
Please elaborate on your fun activities.
Besides, with the renowned traveler here, what is there to fear?
Join us, it will be fun. Well, your activities will have to compete with the fun that is fish blasting.
I'll consider it.
Else all the people will go to Mondstadt instead and play fish blasting.
It's nearly time. Why don't you all head to the venue and take a look around? Quite a few of your friends should have arrived by now.
Yes, that's right. Venti and I still need to discuss the poem for the opening ceremony. So, we'll catch up with you later. Plus, our Adeptus friend might need a bit more convincing. We'll see if we can coax him down.
Gotcha! We'll be on our way then!
Just prepare his favorite food and he'll be right there. Until the food is gone. Congenial gathering! Go to Stonegate.
How about that for an opening?
Yes, I like it. But if we could give it a bit more oomph, it would be even better. I think we should lead with a bang, dip into a slippity slide, then whoosh into a whoop whoop boom!
Hey, I think you've lost poetry somewhere along the way.
Got it?
Got it. Completely understood.
at least is to share one brain cell. So I guess it's fine. Also, there's a quest here. Somehow.
With the wind.
I'll mark that, because there haven't been any Leo quests in a long while. And then I'll have to try and not walk into it all day. Yeah, that was beatboxing, not poetry.
Didn't think there'd be so many people here already. And a lot of them are familiar faces. Let's go say hi.
Well, here's two familiar faces.
Well, look who's here. This poetry fest seems to have attracted talent of the highest caliber.
Hey, Xingqiu and Changyun are here too.
I was actually heading into the mountains to train, but he accosted me on the way and dragged me here.
Oh no.
Oh, how your words wound me. Is it not the responsibility of an exorcist of Liyue to ensure that this celebration of friendship between our two nations stays free of evil spirits?
Well, Shao's not coming, so no evil spirits.
Besides, this is an excellent opportunity to meet heroes who have come from far and wide. Surely, you must be curious as to how that heroine of Mondstadt was able to lift such heavy objects like they were but a feather.
Are you talking about Noelle? Yeah, she's super strong.
Oh? Well, since you are so well acquainted, could we trouble you to introduce us later?
Haven't seen any Noels in a long time.
Okay, fine. But don't forget to help me with my investigation like you promised. That's the only reason I agreed to come at all.
In fact, I don't remember her taking part in any prior events. So that's fun.
Huh? What investigation?
Naturally, I could never forget such a thing. My word is my bond. Relax, dear Paimon. All will be revealed in time.
Okay.
Are you sure that wasn't really an evil spirit?
Open your mind to all possibilities, and I'm sure you will find the answer.
I suppose that's true. Hey, wait a second. You're not planning on telling everyone here, are you?
Let's see what those two are up to. And also a cat. Speaking of people we haven't seen a lot, Mika also has not appeared in much so far.
Oh, it's the traveler in Paimon.
Are you here for the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala as well?
You said that with a straight face? Is Paimon the only one who thinks it sounds weird?
Are you here as Mondstadt's representatives?
Representatives? No. Nothing fancy like that. We were sent here by the Knights of Favonius to help maintain order and set up the venue.
Hardly remember him. Yeah, I think he was in one main story chapter, and then nothing ever again.
But I didn't really do anything useful so far. Noelle brought all these tables and chairs here from Mondstadt by herself. She's a true knight.
I also don't have him yet, so that also counts.
Oh, no, that's just not true. Your efforts were indispensable. You selected the venue, drew up the layout, and so on. Also, you're the true knight here. I'm still in training. If anything, I should be addressing you as Sir.
What? No. Please don't. Just keep calling me Mika.
Why does it feel like these two could keep this up all day?
Anyway, Master Jane did say that as long as we keep on top of our work, we should take a look around while we're here and get involved in the poetry gala as much as we can. But I haven't written much poetry before, so I'm not sure if I'll fit in.
I actually have the same concern.
The important thing is just to participate.
Yeah, plus, you alone. We're joining too. The Traveler's a really good writer, you know.
Really? In that case, we'll try our best too.
Perhaps the challenge of writing poetry is a rite of passage that all who wish to qualify as a knight must eventually face.
Paimon wouldn't go that far. But anyway, no backing out now. See you soon!
Sure. Maybe you can teach me a thing or two.
Oh, Mika beat me to it. I was gonna ask for help too.
I'll teach you both. Also, I think Mika is the scribe of the Knights of Favonius, right? Something like that. At least he has a big feather here. I don't remember exactly what his job is.
What do you think the key to a good poem is, Mika? Do you have any idea?
Anyways, I feel like he should be good at writing something.
Huh? I'm not too sure either. If I'd known we'd be doing this sooner, I would have asked Miss Lisa to recommend some books on the topic.
Anyways, are you here to deliver drinks?
Diona! Traveler and Paimon? I didn't expect to see you here. Are you here to mix drinks? That's right. I was specially asked to attend this event on behalf of the Cat's Tail, and I'm also here as a mixologist representing the Mondstadt wine industry.
So you're not gonna make any poetry?
You're representing Mondstadt's wine industry? Oh, you must be hating every minute of it. Of course I hate it! But it's also a perfect chance to destroy the reputation of Mondstadt's wine business once and for all! Opportunities like this don't come around every day, you know.
You also don't make cat puns every day.
Huh? How do you figure that? All I need to do is add some gross ingredients to the drinks, and I can create the most disgusting concoctions imaginable! Nobody will ever buy wine from Mondstadt again. Paimon thinks you'll end up getting the opposite result. Just you wait! I ain't about to mess this up.
Good luck. Don't overwork yourself.
Are you gonna write some poetry with us too? Poetry? I've heard plenty of bards sing in the tavern before, but I've never tried writing any myself. You should join in! It'll be fun! Fine, if I have time.
Take part in the opening event.
Now, should I try adding loach pearls or horse tails next?
Poor horses.
Oh, wait! Since we're in Liyue, I should add some Jueyun chilies. Nah.
Fiona's making some evil sounds. Let's better leave her alone.
Poems and melodies wandering the wind, wafting to pastures beyond their home.
Two greedy fishies struggling to swim. They ate so much that they're starting to groan.
Animal crystal fly draped in gold robes, a bright little light from that glaze lantern glows.
Finches pinch the rice and scoot while the boars of the forest anxiously root.
Welcome one and all to this festival of poetry, jointly organized by Liyue and Mondstadt.
Or, in full, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala. We're your hosts, Liyue's verse-monger of the darkest alleys, Hutao.
And Mondstadt's liquor-loving lyricist, Venti the Bard. The purpose of this event is to promote friendly poetic exchanges between our two nations. So please, have fun, talk to other people, and make some new friends.
If you're here, you're our guest, so please enjoy this poetry fest.
I'd also like to reassure everyone that this event welcomes people of all skill levels, from first-time rhymers to seasoned songwriters. If you ask me, the most important thing you can bring to writing poetry is authenticity. That means reaching deep down to all the thoughts and feelings you usually hide away or struggle to express, and putting them into words, just right from the heart in whatever form you like.
To help everyone really cut loose and enjoy themselves to the fullest, Venti and I have carefully prepared 3 themes to be revealed over the course of 3 days. Let's get right to it. The first theme is Riddle Me This.
Solving riddles, huh? Interesting. It's actually a pretty good choice for a warm-up activity.
Whew. I'm glad they're not making us write sonnets or something right at the start.
Does everyone see the lanterns hanging around the venue? These have been specially prepared for the riddle game. Simply write down your riddle and hang it on a lantern. Then Venti and I will select a few to pose to the crowd, and you will try to solve them. We'll now give you some time to write down and hang up your riddles. Feel free to walk around and talk with the other contestants to get the creative juices flowing. And remember, whoever guesses the most riddles correctly will get a prize.
And with that, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala has officially begun.
Doesn't sound like much of a poetry gala yet, but sure.
That was a good little opening ceremony, wasn't it? Even if I do say so myself.
We couldn't cajole Adeptus Shao in the end. He said he'd take a peek from the peaks, but that was all he'd agreed to. It's a real shame. I had the perfect poem for his entrance and everything.
I'm almost sure we'll get to hear that eventually. You are not a real person.
Oh, let's see what's on this lantern. A tender sigh for home, how far the flowers roam. A visitor asks me why, for a dream beyond the sky.
I can imagine this event must have been hell to translate.
Okay, someone from Liyue definitely wrote this one.
I just read that one too. Liyue's poems seem pretty difficult to grasp.
Dreams? Sky? Is it talking about some kind of bird?
So it means something like, this thing's really far from home. It's in a vast area, and it's flying really high. Is that it?
Very clear and concise.
Oh, you're amazing, Paimon! Oh, it looks like I still have a lot of learning to do.
It's nothing really. Once you've spent enough time in Liyue, you just sort of pick up on these things.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Back when I was out with the Grandmaster on the expedition, I started picking up some local customs without even realizing it.
But back to the riddle. We still haven't actually solved it. What could it be talking about?
Something that flies high and far. Oh, that makes me think of dandelions.
Oh, that makes sense. And Mondstadters believe that dandelions can carry your feelings on the wind.
But maybe we're missing something? It can't be that easy. After all, it's a riddle from Liyue. What would their equivalent of the dandelion be? If there even is one. What do you think, Traveler?
I think dandelion is the right answer.
Great! Then we'll have one answer ready to go when the game begins.
The important thing is that it's authentic.
Right, just like Venti said. As long as the interpretation makes sense and reflects our perception of the poem, then perhaps there are no wrong answers.
Well, no matter what the real answer is, the guessing's all a part of the fun. Let's go look at the next one.
out to see if there's any Mondstadt-style riddles.
This one says... Oh, this handwriting is just awful. I have 4 corners like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. I pass through the lips 1 piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind.
Someone was hungry while writing this.
Oh, wow, Paimon's drooling from that one. Is there really a food that can make you smarter? Paimon's gotta try that.
Oh, Paimon. You have to look past the surface level meaning with riddles, or you'll fail to plumb their depths.
I think it's a mushroom, a square one.
Huh? So have you got any ideas, Shinjo?
Well,
Singcho just hung that riddle up a moment ago.
So he has very much an idea.
Oh, so this is Shincho's riddle! You know, Paimon was expecting you to write something a little more... elegant.
And for your handwriting to be less awful.
this festival is about building friendship and mutual understanding. With so many friends from Mondstadt present, I thought I'd try writing something more accessible and less flowery, so that more people could enjoy it.
Hey, not bad! So, buddy, does that mean you can tell your old pal Paimon the answer on the sly, or...?
Not a chance. You'll have to wait for the answer to be revealed, just like everyone else.
Ha! Meanie!
If that's how you feel, why don't you try and stump me with a riddle of your own?
Maybe Paimon will! We'll see who stumps who! Traveler, you'll help Paimon come up with a riddle, right?
Gladly. Although you could use your brain cell to do it yourself sometimes.
Ha! At least you're nice to Paimon!
Then I look forward to seeing the fruits of your literary labors.
Ha! Prepare to get stumped!
By which I mean I'll bring a stump and crush you.
Even though Paimon said she'd write a riddle, Paimon really doesn't have any clue how. Let's start by reading a few more of other people's for inspiration. On 4 long legs, my slim body sits. I eat not a bite and drink not a sip. With a passionless face, I greet countless guests, whom I carry all day without needing to rest.
A bench.
Is this talking about some kind of animal?
The answer must be some kind of other object. I know it's an eyesore. It's an eyesore, yes. But it did say a long body, so I'm assuming it's a bench.
Huh? Diona, how did you guess it so quickly? Wait, were you the one who wrote it?
No, of course I didn't write it. The answer just popped into my head. I'm always telling the cats in the tavern that the chairs get tired from working all the time, so they shouldn't use them to sharpen their claws.
Oh, okay. So a riddle needs to have a bait and switch.
Are you trying to write one?
Yep, and thanks to you, Paimon's just thought of one.
Maybe I should try to come up with one too.
Alright, Paimon's riddle is now hanging up. Diona, do you want to know the answer?
Oh, so you didn't need my help after all. Good one, Paimon.
Nah, no need. I don't really care about winning a prize.
Oh, okay then. Well, looks like it's time to carry on with the event. We should regroup with the others.
Sure, have fun.
Four corners like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. Pass through the lips one piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind. Not sure about that one.
Hey, looks like everyone's about done mingling and riddling. Gather round and look this way. Venti and I have selected several riddles from everyone's contributions, and we added a few of our own to the mix for good measure. Shortly, we'll randomly select a few to read aloud. If your riddle gets selected, remember that you have to announce the correct answer at the end. Anyone who guesses correctly gets 1 point, and if nobody guesses correctly, the writer of the riddle gets a point. Sounds fair to me.
Of course, when the riddler reveals the right response, it only counts if everyone agrees that it's not too far-fetched.
That's right. Now, if there are no more questions, it's time to reveal the first riddle.
Hopefully they'll draw at least some that I can get. Oh no, does only the first person to solve it get the points? Ugh. That means I have to be first to raise my hand.
Please choose Paimon's riddle. Please choose Paimon's riddle.
Riddle number 1. Let me see here. Ugh. This riddle is, unique, especially the handwriting. I have four corners, like a square pancake, but I'm stuffed and seasoned and carefully baked. I pass through the lips, one piece at a time. The more you consume, the broader your mind.
I want to argue that this poem is an eyesore more than the chair one.
They drew Shincho's.
Better answer as quickly as you can. You don't want someone else beating you to it.
So Shincho, wanna explain why your writing is so bad?
You brat. It's pizza. The answer is pizza.
I thought we were talking about a square.
Even without the author coming forward, I can confidently declare this answer wrong. I mean, how does eating pizza broaden your mind? And while I'm no expert in exotic dishes, if I'm not mistaken, pizza is round, is it not? Like mora meat?
But eating pizza makes you happy, and being happy makes it easier to face problems that need solving, so...
And you can cut pizza in a square, I guess.
Okay, Paimon admits she may have jumped the gun on this one.
Maybe it's some other kind of food. No. Riddles are never that simple, and it needs to be something that makes people more intelligent.
It's a book. It's food for thought. I got it. Let me answer.
If Paimon had known it was gonna be this tough, she'd have read more books in her time.
Aha, Paimon! I'm glad I guessed it before you made it obvious.
What is it? Have you got it?
Books! They're square and they've got lots of big words baked into them. Every big word that passes through your lips as you read it out makes you smarter.
Oh, gotcha! Bucks! The answer is bucks!
Hey, that was my answer.
That was quicker than I expected. I was quite proud of that one.
Oh, it appears the riddle writer has announced the answer. Okay, 1 point to Paimon.
I have to thank Noelle for giving me the idea to not think about food. I think otherwise I would have not gotten that.
Huh? So the answer was books? did I not get that? Come on, Mika. Concentrate.
We're awesome at this!
Ahem.
Oh, what Paimon meant to say was that you're awesome at this. Thanks for the point, Traveler.
On to riddle number 2.
I gotta get in there first this time.
High above the wispy clouds, amidst the gloomy snow-filled shroud, standing alone on an icy stage, beneath it every lowly sage. Looks like a poem from Liyue.
High above the whisper clouds, amidst this gloomy snow-filled shroud, standing alone on an icy stage, beneath it every lowly sage. It's the big mountain, whatever its name was.
Oh, it's...
I got it!
Looks like those two have some ideas. Could it be some kind of plant that lives in cold, high places?
Mika, please go ahead. As a full Knight of Favonius, you represent all of us from Mondstadt here.
No, how could I? It was you who thought of it first. You should be the one to guess.
My answer isn't necessarily correct. Besides, it's first come, first served, and you beat me to it.
Please stop arguing and just give an answer.
No, I didn't. You were just before me.
How gracious and considerate our fellow competitors are towards each other. A wonderful sight to see. How about both of you say your answer at the same time? If you're both right, you'll each get a point.
Oops, I didn't realize we'd made such a scene.
Oh, crud. I guess we dragged that out a bit. So, Noelle, what do you say?
Yes, let's. Our answer is...
Cecilia!
Oh, that certainly sounds like a good candidate for the correct answer. A flower that blooms on the highest peaks and known for its exquisite beauty. The Cecilia is held by many Mondstadters to be the true Windbloom.
But wasn't the poem talking about snow and things?
Although, since the writer hasn't yet come forward to announce the answer, this probably wasn't the answer they were looking for. Sorry. Any other answers?
I can't believe I was wrong. Maybe it's a plant from Liyue.
Is the answer Jingshin? The poem does evoke a strong sense of quiet, proud solitude in a high place.
Correct. I wrote this one. Jingshin is the right answer.
Okay, so it is a flower after all.
No! Shinjo got it before Paimon could!
However, after listening to the host's description, I do remember reading about Cecilia flowers in a book once. They definitely fit the description of a pure flower standing proudly and alone on high. So, I'd like to approve the answer from our two friends from Mondstadt as well.
Really? Oh, thank you so much.
Well, since even the Riddler themselves agrees, all three contestants earn a point each.
Darn it! Shinjo's caught up to Paimon already!
We're only just getting started.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Moving now to our third riddle. Huh? Why is the handwriting so... floaty?
Now that must be Paimon.
What's got no wings but flies in the air, never gets tired of floating up there. So full of mora it comes out the nose, but in the sea, glug glug glug, down it goes.
Paimon. Paimon.
That's Paimon's! They picked Paimon's riddle! Yay! What is it? Why isn't anyone guessing? Is Paimon's riddle too hard?
That's not quite it. More like, it's so ludicrously simple that we just cannot believe it.
Everyone gets a point.
What? No way! Well, go on then. Tell us the answer if you're so sure.
The answer is Paimon.
What?
It's Paimon.
It's Paimon.
I was actually gonna say Paimon too.
Me too.
No! You're all completely wrong! How the heck did you all think the answer was Paimon?
Paimon, do you have wings behind your back?
No.
You're always floating, but you never seem to get tired of it.
And Paimon has a very healthy appetite, which must cost the traveler a lot of mora and meal expenses.
I've heard from the senior knights that the traveler rescued Paimon by fishing her out of the sea. So, that means Paimon can't swim. So if she fell in the sea, then...
Glug, glug, glug. Wait. Now Paimon's doubting herself. What was the answer again?
Think about it for a moment.
No! You're all wrong. The answer to Paimon's riddle is obviously the Jade Chamber! You know, the Jade Chamber that's always flying up there in the sky?
Is that so? I still maintain that the riddle actually describes Paimon more accurately.
I mean, Jade Chamber sure went glug glug glug.
In fact, if we just added 2 more lines to the poem, it would be the perfect riddle.
Huh? What do you want to add?
The traveler's companion and talkative guide, a praiseworthy presence always by their side.
You're just making it more obvious.
Aw, do you mean it? Can we really add that part?
I can vouch for it.
You think so cute? Okay, then Paimon would like to announce that the correct answer to the riddle is the widely adored Paimon!
Great! And with that, the widely adored Paimon has gifted a point each to everyone who answered just now.
Guessing riddles is a lot of fun, and even though Paimon didn't manage to beat Shinto, Paimon still feels like she got a little smarter. Oh, didn't Changyu mention he was investigating something before? Let's go ask him about it! Hey, you two!
No, there's 4 people.
Oh? Hi, Paimon. You know, for a moment there, I was worried I might lose to you.
Oh, are you collecting your prize right now?
I am indeed. Though, if you really want it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you.
Seriously? Wow, what is it?
A most generous donation by yours truly as director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Namely, a buy one, get one free coupon for our high-end customized service package. It's a pleasant surprise to learn you're so interested in it, Paimon.
Just need to go a bit of more glug glug glug, and you can immediately get a coffin.
Nope, nuh-uh, no thank you, hard pass, you can keep it.
Are you sure? In that case, I'll gladly take it.
Here you are. Now remember, this package comes with our anytime, anywhere, on-demand collection service. Just give us a call and we'll be right there. With any luck, we'll still show up even if you're unable to call.
So, to what do we owe the honor, Paimon?
What do you mean we? Changyun's the one Paimon's looking for, not you. Wasn't he saying something about needing help?
Oh, yeah. That.
How about I put it in riddle form?
Huh? Isn't the competition over?
'Twas like a demon not demonic, or devil devoid of the diabolic. Afar it floated free above the ground, but when approached, though sought, naught could be found.
Sounds to me like you encountered a ghastly little ghosty in the wild.
Perhaps I should just explain it. Basically, while I was training this morning, I suddenly caught sight of a non-human entity. It was floating in the air without any kind of external aid, and its body was almost transparent. At first I thought I'd finally encountered a demon that wasn't repelled by my pure yang spirit, and immediately prepared to exorcise it.
Can't it just be a Seelie?
But none of my methods had any effect on it. And when I went to try and get a closer look at it and tried to ascertain what I was dealing with, it disappeared into thin air.
You're sure it's not a ghost or spirit of some kind?
Quite sure. I could sense that it had a physical body, and if it were a spirit, I'm sure it would have been scared away long before I saw it. It's all my fault. I got overexcited, and in my haste, I didn't ascertain its true nature before taking action. Thinking back on it, if it wasn't an evil spirit, maybe I offended some kind of adeptus, or illuminated beast.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It was something you'd never seen before. Anyone else would have reacted the same way. Besides, we're making up for it now by doing our best to find out the truth.
Any thoughts, Venti? Have you managed to untangle Chongyun's twisted tail?
Why don't you take a guess first, Hu Tao?
Oh, that means you have.
I can't be absolutely certain, but I'm reasonably sure it's not what Liyue would call an evil spirit or demon. So whatever it is, it's not dangerous. How about this? We can incorporate a search element into tomorrow's poetry activity.
Oh, does that mean we get to play outside while we write poetry?
We have been outside the whole time. There is no inside around here.
Close, but no. Good ideas could just pop into your head out of thin air, but if you ask me, everyone should relax tonight and get a good rest before tomorrow.
You say that, but your gaze keeps drifting over towards the wine stand.
Venti is preoccupied for this evening. Do you have some minigames for me? Well, I can click on this and nothing happens, so... View game. 100 pace hurling rights. Ping Shi is busy near Wang Shuyan. Sure. I assume minigames are about to happen to us. There's even a whole stage for it. Also, one of the symbols on that event screen looked like fighting. Which will surely be one of the minigames. No wonder. No. No, it shouldn't be too difficult. What are you doing? I'm setting up the game I'm responsible for. Have you heard of 100 pace hurling rights? You want me to conduct a bunch of rights to check things long distances? You are very perceptive and got it half right. The core game mechanic to revolve around throwing, but that's not what rights mean here. I learned about this game from an ancient book. Let me briefly walk you through it. The traditional rules dictate that all participants in this game must be sitting down as part of the rites. Well, you must also adopt a special sitting posture, which I will not demonstrate for you at this time, since I don't have any cushions here. From their sitting positions, the participants must follow the music's rhythm and throw the darts into the distant pots. There are many ways to throw the darts into the pots, each with their own special names. For example, the first dart to land in a pot is called the first. Wow, how creative. The subsequent dart also lands in the vessel. It's called a streak. Dart hits the handles of the pot. It's called piercing. Dart is thrown through the neck before bouncing out of the pot. It's called valiant. There's no way to remember all that. Don't worry, you don't need to remember all those terms. Remembering them is my job. Anyway, all you need to know is that the goal is to throw as many darts into the pots as you can before time runs out. I'll take care of the rest. That sure is simplified, alright. I mean, the rulebook does say that whoever tosses the most darts into the pot wins. As for the rules that require the loser to drink and write a poem, I can't really ask every player who loses to do all that now, can I? Anyways, I'm almost done setting up the game. The holding pots are over there. I'll get you the darts momentarily. You can try it now if you're interested. Into 100 pace, hurling rights. Players can throw darts. Hitting any spot on the holding pots with darts will award points. Holding the throw button will allow you to aim. Release to throw the dart. Hit as many holding pots as you can within the time limit to score points. Challenge will end once time is up, or there are no more pots left on the field. Do you want to try playing 100 pace hurling rights? Here are your darts. The pots are over there. Holding pots. This is an ordinary holding pot created by the organizer, which will award 25 points when hit. Slide pot. Slide pots are special holding pots created by the organizer that will award 25 points when hit. For a short time after you can fire off multiple darts consecutively by holding the throw button. Ring of Rights. The Ring of Rights is a special item created by the organizer. If thrown darts pass through the Ring of Rights to hit a holding pot, the score gained will be doubled. The ring will disappear after appearing for a while. Also play that online, it seems. This is an ordinary holding pot created by the organizer. Oh, you're explaining it here anyways, so I didn't have to.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy.
Oh, I can walk. I should walk. Didn't you say something about this needs to be played while sitting? Because I... Oh. Also forgot about that gimmick. Big pot means consecutive shots. How challenging. Quaker pots are special holding pots created by the organizer that will award 20 points when hit. The pots will explode when hit, destroying all holding pots in a fixed area. Pots shattered by this will also count towards your score. HL pots are special holding pots created by the organizer that will move between 2 points and award 60 points when hit. The beam of blocking will obstruct thrown darts. Hit it a certain number of times to destroy it. tricked me, you pot. Wow. My aim, less than perfect. Pottery. Depotterized. Consuming pots are special holding pots created by the organizer. It will constantly move, and when in motion, it will touch other holding pots and store them within itself. Pots thus consumed will not grant you any points. A consuming pot needs to be hit multiple times consecutively to be destroyed. After it is hit 3 times in a row, it will grow smaller. Each hit will award 5 points. Each time a consuming pot shrinks, you will gain 20 points. Destroying it completely will award 100 points. Oh, I see what I should have done. This. I assumed this was still enough. You thought this was a poetry event. No, it's a pottery event. Hiding pots are special holding pots created by the organizer that will appear at a certain location after a given period. Hiding pots will change position whenever they are hit and must be hit 3 times to be fully destroyed. If it is not destroyed within a certain period of time, it will be moved off the field. Operation Depottery. Does this add anything new? Is it agile? No, we had agile. Oh, no, it's just everything. Previous one just didn't have any beam of blocking. Let's try co-op for the last one, just to see how it goes. Surely I have a co-op partner. Ah, hi. We are both Hu Tao. I feel like we are more shooting the same thing, both of us, and therefore messing it up for each other, than actually doing this in co-op. We both missed. Honestly, I should be standing over here, shouldn't I? I may have done a little bit better. You thought it was a deathmatch.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh.
Are we done potting? I think we are done potting. Way to misclick 3 times in a row. Let's do the next part of the main story then. Tears among the leaves. You take an inspirational walk while enjoying the scenery. As you share your poetry with each other, there seems to be a faint sense of sorrow amidst the joyful laughter. Wait until 8.
1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh.
Wait, Get me out of co-op mode. Thank you very much. There we go. Still need to wait until 8 though. Because this clock is a mystery.
Looks like it's about time to head over to the venue again. I'm still curious what Changyun saw the other day.
Surely no. Ghosts. Clearly, ghosts cannot exist.
Wow, everyone got here so early.
The sun is shining bright today. As soon as that leaf floats past Stonegate, we shall reveal today's poetry theme.
The theme of the second day of the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala is pairing couplets.
Pairing couplets. Oh, I've heard of that. It's a Liyue art form where you have to create new lines of poetry based on fixed rules. Kind of like a fill-in-the-blanks game, but for poetry.
Heaven and earth, rain and wind, the endless sky and the boundless land, forest borers and ocean shrimp, lavender melons and matsutake shrooms. Based on a given line of poetry, you must create the second line to form a pair, or couplet. As long as you take inspiration from the wide world around you, you'll find it's not so difficult after all. The two lines should be neatly matched, complementing each other both semantically and rhythmically. In essence, it's just like most other forms of poetry.
To buoy your imaginations and allow the winds of inspiration to fill your sails, we've added an additional component, an inspiration walk.
Or a nature tour, as the translation would say.
An inspiration walk?
No, a nature tour.
By inspiration walk, we simply mean wandering around in the wild, taking in the scenery and pocketing any poetic thoughts. Of course, to all our friends, old and new, please be careful while out and about. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is already fully booked for the month ahead, and if there's any more demand, I'll be the only one with a smile on my face.
In short, please roam freely as the mood takes you. Enjoy the spectacular scenery of our two beautiful nations, and fill your imaginations with the most pleasing of poetry. We will all reconvene here tonight.
If you are still alive by then.
Traveler, can you round up Xingqiu, Changyun, and the Mondstadt contingent? I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, is it that thing from yesterday?
No problem.
Thanks. I'm counting on you. So, we hope that each of you can keep an eye out for this while you're out on your inspiration walk.
Are you sure this is okay? It was just something I ran into, and now we're imposing my business on everyone else.
Oh, please don't say that, Mr. Changyun. Master Jean ordered us to work with you however we can to improve cooperation. Helping each other out is exactly what we're here for.
Besides, investigating any strange occurrences near Mondstadt and making a report to the Knights of Favonius is also part of our job.
I don't mind either, because while we're out, I can look for new cocktail ingredients too. Just think of it like an outing with friends. It'll be fun.
No need to feel bad.
The way I see it, you should just humbly accept their willingness to help.
All right. In that case, thank you all very much. I will be sure to repay your kindness someday.
Now, how about we split into 2 groups for the day?
You mean to cover more ground?
Not just that. Don't forget, this is still part of the Poetry Gala. If we all see the same sights and sounds during our inspiration walk, how can we write unique poems?
That's true. But how do we decide who goes in which group?
Why don't we draw lots?
Yeah! That'll make things even more fun!
Drawing lots? But what if I end up with the Liyue crowd, and I can't think of anything to say to them?
Oh no. A nightmare.
I've got the slips of paper here. Who wants to go first?
Oh, Paimon! Paimon wants to go first!
Paimon, we are about to be split apart.
Okay, so that's the Traveler, Paimon, Diona, and Chongyun in one group, and Xingqiu, Mika, and Noelle in the other.
Well, Mika, you are lucky. You can keep Noel.
What a relief. At least I'll have Noelle with me.
Then I humbly place myself at your instruction.
Oh, I don't think... that won't be...
I also await your guidance.
No need to be so formal, man.
Take care, everyone. See you all tonight.
Taking a stroll, that's the plan. I did see that rhyme, after saying only half of it.
Did anyone forget to bring anything? If not, then let's get going! Dun, 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 dun. Come on!
Leona, how is poisoning everyone going?
Wow. Are those ears and tail real? So fluffy.
Are there no cats in... or cat people in Liyue? I guess not.
Alright. Miss Diona, is there some place in particular you would like to go?
Just call me Diona. Since we're trying to find that thing you saw, why don't we start with the place you saw it last time?
Go get inspired. Lead the way, Captain Chongyun.
Captain? Hey, quit messing around.
Oh no, a ghost! Tears among the leaves.
Enjoy your inspiration walks! I'm looking forward to some splendid poetry tonight.
Once plentiful, it roamed meadows far and near. Above silk flowers stood waters hold it dear. In pots one may now find its gossamer grace, fragrant, half furled, hiding hard age's trace. Guess the plant. Above silk flowers that waters hold it dear. It's the weird thing that grows near water, I guess. I don't know. Upon thieving hearts, its essence lies, not in silver nor gold, but gilded nests, eggs. This emblem grants them courage to rise, and summon the raven as noble guests. Egg? I may be wrong about everything, but I also don't need to guess those. Also showing you were very far away. Really?
Mind the side effect.
I have found the side effects.
Silence!
must leave no stone unturned.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Anyone shut up? Hey! Rude. One attack and then just running off. That's not how we like it around here. I thought it was coming again.
Right over there, next to the water. That's where I saw it. But it was a little foggy at the time, so I didn't get a clear look.
The view from here is great, but there's kind of a gloomy atmosphere around here. Is this the kind of place you like to take a walk?
I wasn't taking a walk. I come here to train.
Train? Like how knights train for combat?
It's a bit different. As an exorcist of Liyue, my training involves practicing techniques for the exorcism of evil spirits.
Exorcism?
I've always wanted to demonstrate the power of exorcism, but it's a pity. I've never actually gotten the chance.
Changyun is 1 in a million! He has pure yang spirit, so as soon as he gets close, evil spirits run and hide! Huh? Isn't that a good thing?
It's awful. Have you ever heard of an exorcist that's never seen an evil spirit? A lot of people think I'm a fraud because of this condition of mine.
Your physical constitution is far rarer than the techniques still passed down by exorcists today. You should treasure it.
Conqueror of demons.
Is that a friend of yours? Yep, this is Xiao, an adeptus of Liyue! An adeptus? Wow, I've never seen one of those before. Hello, Mr. Adeptus?
Just call me Shao.
So, are you here to train too? Or are you out for an inspiration walk?
When I heard about the exorcist's encounter, my suspicions were roused. That's why I'm here.
So, do you ever walk?
I've already informed the owner of the inn. If you see anything out of the ordinary, return immediately and leave it to me.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to drag even the Conqueror of Demons into this.
I have already patrolled the area and found nothing amiss. Either the anomaly you encountered was no evil spirit, or perhaps it already left.
I guess that means we came all this way for nothing.
If there's no other business, I'll be taking my leave now.
Wait, come on an inspiration walk with us. But I never walk.
Yeah, you should come! There's no one else around here anyway, so you don't need to worry!
But
I would also be honored if you joined us, Adeptus Xiao. It is a rare opportunity, and I have many questions about exorcising evil spirits that I would like to ask you.
Fine.
Seems like this Adeptus is pretty shy. Or maybe all the Adepti in Liyue are like this. Team Changyun has a new member! Yay!
What? When did this become my team? Now that Adeptus Xiao is joining us, if anyone's team leader, it should be...
Don't overthink it! Diona, didn't you say you wanted to find some new ingredients? Yeah, I don't get to come to Liyue very often, so I want to gather some new ingredients while I'm here. I've heard that Liyue's Jueyun chilies can set your throat on fire. Is that true? I'm gonna mix them into my drinks and give it a try!
Uh-huh. Julian chilies. I'm not sure that would taste very good.
Changyun, that's the point.
Really? Perfect! Let's go pick a whole bunch of them.
What the...
As well as Jueyun chilies, I also need some slime condensate or loach pearls.
Are those really fit for human consumption? This is starting to sound like something Xiangling would make.
I mean, Xiangling also makes things that are for human consumption. Also, you're actually putting me in the team that I'm supposed to be. I think that's a first. But also my traveler is real. Which means I have my fun umbrella sword.
Look at you, Boozehound.
Fourth, my blade.
I mean, it's a rare opportunity to use Yun. Because I never use him when he's mine.
Okay, this should be enough.
Diona, you seem really committed to, making alcoholic drinks available to people of all tastes.
You could say it that way.
What? No, never! I hate alcohol! When grown-ups drink too much, they get that stupid drunk look on their faces, can't speak clearly, and don't even respond properly. Sometimes, they just sleep on the floor all night. Alcohol is the root of all kinds of evil. So, I'm on a mission to mix the most disgusting drink in the whole world and show everyone just how awful alcohol really is. Nothing can stand in my way. If it means coming out to Liyue every day to pick fresh Jueyun chilies, then so be it.
Is it really worth all that effort?
Yeah, because all my previous efforts have failed. Those stinking booze hounds not only haven't woken up to the truth of how bad alcohol is, they even keep praising my drinks. It makes me furious!
But how is that possible? If this is the kind of stuff you're throwing into their drinks, it must taste absolutely vile, surely.
Are you calling me a liar? Well, if you don't believe me, I'll fix you a drink right now. Then you'll see.
No need.
Just you wait.
Oh no. Is she really going to add those Jueyun chilies?
It's your one weakness, Yun.
If her claims are true, perhaps she too possesses a unique constitution of some kind.
I don't see how it could have anything to do with her. Unless she's under the influence of some kind of power? Maybe an evil spirit.
No. I sense no trace of the demonic in her. Although there are traces of something else. Something rather special. In Liyue, we might say this child has adeptal affinity.
It's ready. Here, I made one for Xiao too.
Oh boy. Look at that color. Yep. She definitely added Jueyun chilies.
What's wrong? You're not allergic to anything, are you? Don't worry, there isn't even any alcohol in it. It's a slime condensate base with a seasoning of Jueyun chilies and finished with frog legs.
Amazing.
Surely there's no way this can possibly taste good.
Don't force yourselves.
Xiao downed it in a single gulp. Oh, great. If the Conqueror of Demons drank it, it'd be rude of me to refuse. Oh.
Down it goes.
Changyan drank his too. Is he gonna be okay?
This drink is...
Delicious!
Wow, your slit eyes have evolved.
It does have a touch of Jueyun chili, but it isn't at all overpowering. It's completely different from Xiangling's cooking or those drinks Xingqiu makes to mess with me. It's crisp and refreshing, with just a hint of numbness, and the Jueyun chili flavor combines with the smooth but not slimy texture of the frog legs to form a heavenly mixture. And oh, the slimes! Can we talk about the slimes? Before this, I never knew that they had such a pure and herby taste, like fresh grass after the rain. The power and purity of nature distilled into a cup. Amazing! Simply unbelievable!
Maybe Diona is just really good at making drugs. Hallucinogenic ones. So people just think what they drink is very good.
That's right. Slimes are absolutely sublime. Oh, I failed again.
But wait, what's gotten into Chongyun? He's been so quiet up until now.
Are you okay?
I'm great, and I gotta try another. Diona, if you please, one more. Okay. I think I've calmed down a bit. I'm sorry. I can't believe I let you all see me like that.
It's fine. My fault for not checking your spice tolerance first. Oh, looks like this pure yang spirit isn't such a great thing to have after all.
Actually, before I drank it, I very much doubted what you said about your drinks.
Who'd have thought it? Diona and Chongyun are actually kind of similar. Xiao? What's wrong?
Look over there.
I'm looking.
You mean the leaf?
Something's written on it.
What? You can see that from over here?
It says, please give me a drink too.
Oh yeah, or it'll get swept away! Ha!
There's a poem written on it. The Conqueror of Demons has truly amazing vision.
Let Paimon see!
Poem on fallen leaf. The sky that night blossomed with flowers. The stars that night hummed like bees, in search of nectar and of dreams. And we that night were as new as the dew, and the moonlight flowing like silken honey. Our words sweet as we sat by the spring. But I turned and left you alone, the poem in my heart left unspoken. And since then, the stars do not twinkle, the moon is ice cold. I hide them neath the water, but your hearts fall and find them.
It sounds like the author is writing about the first time they met their true love.
Although the following lines suggest that they didn't end up together.
Why write a poem on a fallen leaf? The flowing waters are ruthless. They carry the leaves away with the current. This poem would likely have vanished into the void had we not found it. It makes no sense to me.
Sometimes people write poems simply to express themselves. It doesn't matter if anyone else reads it.
That's true. I've heard Xingqiu say something similar before.
Yeah, he writes so badly that he doesn't care if anyone can read it.
When there's things that you're unable to say, or just never had the chance to say before it was too late, if it can be put on paper, it can be expressed as poetry.
Is it kind of like wishing at a fountain? I used to do that sometimes when I was little.
So, that means that our mystery poet was probably hoping that someone would read it, right?
You think? Then, should we write a poem in reply?
But we don't know who wrote it. How can we reply?
Why not go upstream?
Upstream? Why?
Because that's where the leaf came from, surely.
The ink looks fresh. It can't have been written too long ago. This withered leaf floated down with the current. If we travel further upstream and drop a leaf into the same waters, it should be carried down past the original writer.
Cool! Aw, this is so romantic! Communicating with a mystery person using poems on fallen leaves! But how do we make sure that they'll receive it?
We can write extra copies and drop the leaves in different places. As they say, where there's a will, there's a way. Surely at least one of our leaves will find a path.
Either way, it's our only option.
Then let's make like a tree and head upstream!
Paimon. That made very little sense. Where is upstream? Here, I guess. Wow! Rude. Thanks for letting me teleport in, I guess.
Upstream, upstream, up we go! Oh, did you think of what to write yet?
I already finished writing it. Response poem on a leaf. Amidst the dark, fireflies aglow, pebbles unmoved, the stream's flow. Words yet remain, and love holds to the last. Against the world can the small stand fast. In honeyed moonlight, may you once more bask.
Ooh, great! Now give it here, and Paimon will toss it into the water!
And Starrail pigs run away from me. Here it's the other way around. I reach through. This was a great suggestion, Shao. Seems like the idea of getting involved has grown on you.
Things you never had the chance to say before it was too late. When silence is the final word, we mourn the loss of things unheard.
You should try writing a poem too, Shao.
I have little talent for, nor knowledge of poetry.
The leaf's in the water! Look, it's like a little boat! Merrily, merrily down the stream, life is but a dream.
We should probably pick up the pace. We still have a few more leaves to set afloat, and we need to get back before it gets dark.
Okay, let's go! Uh-huh. What's this? You two having a private chat?
No, it's nothing.
Just flirting a little bit.
I just hope this isn't all in vain.
In a team far, far away.
The scenery here is quite beautiful. Let's pause here to seek some inspiration.
Should we set up camp? Oh, please wait a moment. I'll pitch the tent.
It's an inspiration walk. There's no need for all that.
Okay, well, I'll conduct reconnaissance nearby to ensure this area is safe, and see if I can't scavenge any firewood or food while I'm at it.
Duck. Duck. Duck.
Wait, reconnaissance?
It means survey the environment and plan our route forward. It's the foundation of all operations while out in the wild.
Are all inspiration walks in Mondstadt this complicated? They're acting like this is completely normal. Am I the weirdo here?
Yes.
In that case, I'll conduct reconnaissance with Mika.
Huh? Oh, okay then. Crumbs. Now I have to try and make small talk. Should I mention the scenery? The weather?
The ducks.
Very well. Then leave the camp to me.
So, Xingqiu, do you, go on inspiration walks often? Or
I do. I always get bored when I'm cooped up at home, so I head out for a stroll. Life gets busy. You have to steal a moment of leisure when you can.
Cool. Oh! Over there! Firewood!
Mika is an interesting character, because he is not a bow user, but with his elemental skill, he essentially can use a bow, because he has a crossbow. I missed the duck.
Have fun, you two. I'll have the tent set up soon.
Really, you can't find any firewood that's not protected by enemies?
Body and mind. Rain outlines your fate.
Precision strike! Yeah! 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 Neutralizing threats! Now's our chance!
Witness the power of Gugwa.
I'm fine. Really. Yeah. Engaging.
I'm not entirely sure what his ultimate does. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, I have firewood now.
Time to act.
With this wood and the food I brought along, we can definitely put together a decent lunch.
You've got quite a knack at wilderness survival. I'll give you that.
Thanks. I was on an expedition with the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius for a while, not too long ago. I was in charge of surveying and mapping.
Alright, mapping is what he's using his book and feather for.
Oh, you sound like a character from an adventure novel, charging across the world, sword in hand.
He has a lance and a crossbow.
What? No, I'm nowhere near as amazing as all that. If I really run into a powerful enemy, I always leave it for someone stronger to deal with.
You're too modest, Mika. A hero is measured not by the blood on his sword, but by what's in his heart. As long as a righteous heart that yearns to aid others beats within your chest, no matter where you go or what you have achieved, you may be called a hero.
That all sounded pretty profound. Well, I've never even thought about any of that before.
Hello? Are you okay? Maybe we should return, lest Noelle be forced to wait on us.
Oh, sure.
Body and mind.
You had your chance.
And they will have more chances. Well, not if you run exactly in front of my face. Hey, that's a nice tent.
But you're back. Did everything go smoothly? Do you need a cloth to wipe the sweat from your brow?
No need, thanks. All clear. There's no danger in the vicinity.
All the ducks have been taken care of. And now we are eating the ducks.
Noelle, your cooking is amazing. Every single dish is so tasty.
truly astounding. I never imagined it was possible to enjoy such a satisfying meal in the great outdoors.
Really? Then what do you usually eat when you're out on an inspiration walk?
Oh, well, since I usually sneak out from home, I just grab some dried snacks to take with me. Add in whatever fruit I pick along the way, and that's my lunch.
By sneaking out, you mean running away from home?
That's right. Or sometimes I'll tell a cover story like, I'm going out to take care of business.
But if you get caught, won't you get disciplined?
So just don't get caught.
Sounds like a plan.
Huh. Anyway, did anything interesting come up while you were out scouting?
Well, Xingqiu and I talked about what it means to be a hero. Now that I think about it, by Xingqiu's definition, you should be considered a hero too, Noelle.
Huh? Me?
You're always happy to help everyone in the Knights of Favonius. Not only that, but whenever we're out training, you help out the citizens of Mondstadt. Oh, remember that time when a giant boulder was blocking the road? You cut it in two with a single blow.
I remember that.
Oh? Sounds like she has both a heroic spirit and incredible martial prowess.
Please don't praise me like that. We should talk about what we came here to do, finding inspiration.
Miss Hu Tao said something about pocketing our poetic thoughts. But so far all we've done is gather some firewood and cook lunch. I have no idea what to write.
You can write about anything. Looking at Cor Lapis, one can't help but wonder if one's own heart is as bright and clear as jade. Observing silk, so bright and beautiful, one pauses to consider whether it ever feels the sadness and sorrow that humans do.
So we have to connect our internal world with the external one?
Exactly. But that's just one of many possible methods. Perhaps you might gaze out at the bridge in the distance and see a woman leaning on the railing, looking as if her heart is laden by sorrows that even the rushing waters below cannot wash away.
Then you push her.
Huh? Wait! I saw her at the gala yesterday. She wrote one of the riddles we answered.
Surely she did not just send away a leaf.
Why don't we go say hi?
Maybe we should leave her alone.
Time to act. Hello, ma'am. How fortuitous it is that we meet again.
Hello. Are you here on your inspiration walk too?
Yes. Allow me to introduce ourselves. I am Xingqiu, and this is Noelle and Mika.
Thank you for accepting our answer to your riddle yesterday.
Oh, don't mention it. It's all in good fun. I'm Kelly Roe.
So, Miss Caliroe, are you from Fontaine?
That's right. I was traveling in the area and just happened to see there was a poetry event being held at Stone Gate. It looked fun, so I thought I'd drop in.
Your riddle yesterday made quite an impression on me. It was uniquely evocative. Have you studied Liyue poetry before?
I haven't, actually. I've just picked up a few things here and there from chatting with people throughout my travels.
Amazing! So you're a natural poet.
We noticed you standing on the bridge from quite some distance away. Are you drawing poetic inspiration from the flowing current beneath your feet?
I haven't finished my poem yet. The water here was just so peaceful and calming. I stopped for a moment and lost myself in admiring it.
Well, since we're all here, why not head back with us to the venue for tonight's festivities? It's getting late after all.
Thanks for putting up the tent, Noelle. We are not gonna need it.
Huh? Are you sure?
We can walk and talk. Perhaps the mingling of ideas will give rise to new inspiration.
I'd personally like to hear Miss Callie Rowe's couplet. I'm sure I can learn something.
Well, if you're all in agreement, I've got no reason not to join you.
Woohoo! The first team is back, right on schedule.
Huh? The others have yet to return?
Come on! Let's hurry!
Oh no, they lost Xiao somewhere.
We're not too late, are we?
No, you're disqualified.
Just how far did you all go?
Everyone catch your breath. Come on, deep breaths. 1, 2. Now, don't panic. The party hasn't started yet.
We made it! Oh, Paimon's exhausted.
Since when do you get tired from flying?
Paimon gets tired if she has to fly too fast.
How do you fly? Like, does it happen because of that cape thingy?
Oh, not to mention dropping all those leaves. Paimon's hands are cramping up. Sounds like someone needs to exercise more. Huh? You guys picked up a new teammate while you were out?
We did too.
Indeed. This is Callie Rowe. I believe you'll remember her from yesterday, though you weren't introduced.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, but you're not the only ones who's called in reinforcements. Look who we got! Wait. Xiao? Where'd he go? Xiao, come on out!
Now that we've all regrouped, let's... Scratch that. Looks like we're still waiting on my co-host.
Maybe Paimon's superconductive and Tevat has a very high magnetic field. Yes, that must be it. That's the scientific explanation. No magic involved.
They say roosters crow at first light, and finches go to bed at night. But Director Hu Tao's always on the ball. Anytime, anywhere, she'll answer your call.
Are the theatrics really necessary? We're already on day 2 of the festival. The opening ceremony is over.
But my dear, dear Paimon, it seems you are not yet aware. That was not for my own sake, but for a special guest who's joining us today.
Director Hu's manner is as exuberant as ever. It always makes quite an impression.
How are you getting along these days, Zhongli, Venti?
Oh boy! Now this is a surprise.
Mr. Zhongli, I hope you are well.
Xingqiu, what can you tell me about Mr. Zhongli? He seems like somebody very important.
Yes, he's held in very high regard in Liyue Harbor. He's extremely erudite in many different domains of knowledge.
Except money.
Allow me to introduce you all to Zhongli, a consultant at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. His expertise is limitless, stretching from the celestial orbs to the terrestrial ores, spanning modern and ancient culture, delving into literature both prosaic and poetic. He may be my subordinate, but he is certainly a qualified poetry expert, and so we have invited him here tonight to judge the compositions.
The director exaggerates. I am but vaguely acquainted with a few lines of classical poetry. Should you consider me to be remiss in my appraisal of your own compositions, please correct me.
Yeah, enough with the modesty already. If I didn't know better, I'd say you seemed nervous. Just focus on judging.
Please rest assured that I shall rise to the occasion, Director.
Let me do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Equal numbers on both sides.
Huh? Are you counting me too?
Join us, it will be fun.
Okay, fine. But consider this a favor.
You were not hard to convince.
With our Fontaine friend present, Perhaps we should rename this event to the Three Nations Congenial Poetry Gala. Also, I'm just noticing that Paimon should only count as a half teammate at most. That kind of puts Team Traveler at a bit of a disadvantage. Well, how about this? I'll join in as well. Director Hu Tao, here to help out in your hour of greatest need. What does everyone think?
Naturally, the more the merrier. Being the host of the festival shouldn't stop you from having the chance to enjoy it like the rest of us.
Then, it's settled. Everyone else in the audience, feel free to join in too and support your favorite team.
What about me? Shall I keep track of the score?
No need for that. The teams are just a formality. We're all friends here, and this isn't intended to be competitive. But what do you think, Judge Zhongli?
I concur, Director. Moreover, it would be disingenuous to impose upon our friends from Mondstadt and Fontaine a competition in which they are judged on how rigorously they can adhere to Liyue poetic conventions. Since this is a congenial poetry gala, should we not begin with inspiration and finish with friendly conversation? The aim being for all participants to enjoy themselves.
That's a relief. I was so nervous about this, but it sounds like it's gonna be pretty relaxed.
Couldn't have asked for a better judge. Zhongli said everything I was supposed to say, only far more eloquently. So, without further ado, I shall pass the baton to Venti.
No problem. Friends old and new, put on your thinking caps and take a deep breath of fresh air. The second stage of our poetry gala will now commence. Matching couplets.
Perhaps I could break the ice with a humble contribution to inspire others to share their brilliance. Please listen to the first line in the couplet. Lounging in luxury inside a Shinue kiosk booth, delighting in countless contemporary tastes.
What? He managed to think of one already? Oh, he seems like a real expert at this.
Shinue Kiosk. Should that be paired with Lily Pavilion? Or are they too similar for a couplet? Oh, this is pretty difficult.
Shinue Kiosk. Contemporary tastes? I guess I should pair the modernity of their VIP dining experience with an emblem of the past. Ah! Maybe where I was training that one time. That was quite ancient. The weather was terrible that day. Okay, I got something. Surrounded by history, outside a Tianheng Pass pavilion, as lightning sets the boundless tenebrous skies ablaze.
Wow! Chongyun completed the couplet!
Shinue Kiosk is a renowned modern restaurant, while the mountain pass of Tianheng is a prominent historical landmark. These two iconic locations form a complementary pair. The imagery also contrasts rather well between the two halves of the couplet. One half describing a leisurely and comfortable indoor scene, the other portraying a hazardous outdoor scenario where there is no protection from the elements.
Huh? I was just describing what I experienced that day. I guess I just got lucky. All right then. I guess I'll start the next couplet. Mind pines for Mingyun, flesh confined to Qingse, spirit striding high on Zheyun's clouds.
Oh, Chongyun, you dark horse. Looks like you came to play today.
This conjures the image of one with lofty aspirations, whose life is limited to a small town, but who awaits the opportunity to one day ascend above the clouds. The use of various locations for their symbolism is quite novel indeed.
Oh! Soul shines like jade stone, dressed in finest silkwear. Lucent heart still beats within me now.
Wow, how did Noelle do that?
A superb line. It employs the metaphor of precious stone to describe one of noble and moral character, with a pure and clear heart. The symbolism in this case is centered around objects, truly the work of a skilled poet.
That was a commendable couplet.
All thanks to your guidance while we were out on our inspiration walk.
I'd like to start the next couplet. Up into the misty karst, down among the grassy marsh, all for lotus seed and bird egg soup.
Food.
Lotus seed and bird egg soup? What is it, Diona? Did you think of a second line for the couplet? No. Everyone's poems are so complicated. I need more time just to understand them. But when I heard lotus seed and bird egg soup, it made me think of berry and mint burst. Maybe because I mixed a similar drink recently.
Got it.
North beyond the Starfell Lake, south across the windswept plains, just for berry squeezed and mint infused.
Always shocked when you suddenly speak for real.
No wonder everyone praises the traveler so highly. You answered so quickly.
Both halves of this couplet require intimate knowledge of the terrain in question and the local plants that may be found there. The two of you are clearly both seasoned travelers.
Does this mean I helped? Meowza!
You're safe today. Thanks, Tiona.
Hey now, Zhongli. Don't just praise everything you hear. You should question and press them a bit. Don't worry about upsetting anyone. After all, I'm here to take the heat. Then allow me to try another. Qingxin has no heart. Still, it soothes the human heart.
Is she talking about the medicinal effects of Qingxin? This is a hard one to match.
The shin part of Qingxin means heart, but the flower itself has no heart. I've got it.
Sweet dream is no dream, yet it nurtures people's dreams.
Sweet dream. Does that really match?
Since the suitability of the match has been queried, I shall act according to the director's wishes and ask you, what is the link between Sweet Dream and Qingxin?
Sweet dream is a type of dessert.
Oh, you mean eating a delicious dessert before bed will make you sleep well, right? You're amazing!
Actually, we slept peacefully at night because Xiao is there to protect everyone. And he understood.
Then I agree. The two halves of the couplet match. This point is well deserved.
Points for me, points for thee. This judge gives out points for free. But if you ask me, everyone's being a little too conventional so far. Let's push the envelope a little. Go nuts!
Oh? In that case, why don't you finish this one for me, Hu Tao? Round moon in the heavens, full moon at night. Celebrate with circle of friends.
Oh, square meals in the basement. Big bowls of rice. Decorate with cuboids of meat.
Huh? What the?
We have ourselves a pedant's couplet. The two halves have no thematic connection, yet each word has its perfect parallel, meaning the two halves do form a cohesive whole. The strict pairings make this no easier to achieve than a thematically coherent couplet.
Blah, 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 blah. So verbose. Zhongli, just tell me if I got a point or not.
Of course you did. I presumed it went without saying.
Ahem. Through Cheongji, I walked 100 miles. At Guili, I ended my march. In Dihua, the silver grass grows in 2 styles, but horsetails don't trot out the marsh.
I feel like Shinshu just turned up the I want to fight you.
From vendors, I bought some 15 steaks. At dinner, I sizzled the lots. At pressure, the tenderloin cooks in 2 ticks, but 15 won't fit in the pot.
Huh?
So that's a pedant's couplet. Paimon thinks she can do that too.
I thought of one. Wolfhooks can't hook Theron Benny.
Aw, that's a cute couplet.
Sweet flowers can't outsweet Sister Barbara.
Now, that's the passion we like to see. Although, unfortunately, your response was technically one word too long.
In that case, Whopper flowers can't whop Jumpy Dumpty.
Oh, this Mondstadter's got talents.
Whew. I'm so relieved I at least managed to get one.
Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of Clear Springs.
Wow, Noelle came up with another one. Come on, match the couplet. Paimon knows you can do it.
Why don't you try it, Paimon?
Do you really think Paimon has what it takes?
Time to get pedantic. Match each word one by one, and you'll be fine.
Fine, Paimon will give it a whirl. Nestling by a roaring fire, scent of tea wafts from the stove, reading through the heart of Clear Springs. Seething in the pouring rain, sword of pain swipes at my foe, beating up the eye of the storm.
Great job.
What? Really?
Yes, very good. The image of challenging powerful foes in the harshest of conditions seemed to manifest before my eyes, and it was perfectly juxtaposed against the atmosphere of leisurely reading with a cup of freshly brewed tea.
Really? Maybe Paimon has a knack for this after all.
It appears that my services as a judge are no longer needed.
Paimon's so happy! Paimon managed to match a bunch of couplets at the end. You did hear them all, right?
I really enjoyed myself too. I never knew Liyue's couplet poetry was so much fun.
You were amazing today, Noelle. You did so many couplets. Paimon especially liked your one about reading Heart of Clear Springs. Paimon never could have thought of that.
Kaliro.
Miss Kelly Roy, are you okay? You look like you're getting tired.
Don't worry, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Although, I do have a question I'd like to ask. Have all of you read Heart of Clear Springs?
I haven't read it yet. I probably have the book.
I haven't actually read it.
My dad told me this story once. It's about a spring fairy and a young boy.
Oh yes, the story of a spring fairy who left her homeland and met a boy under the moonlight in a faraway land. The boy poured out his heart to her, and she listened to his stories. Over time, the boy grew up and began to develop feelings for the spring fairy. But the spring fairy didn't understand human love and was afraid that making a promise to him would ultimately end in tragedy. And so, I don't know if Diona's father mentioned the part about the kiss to her.
In the end, the spring fairy left the boy and was never heard from again.
Ah, yes, that's it. Many years went by, and the boy became an old man. But he never stopped believing that the fairy was real, and not just a dream.
So, our Fontaine friend has blue hair and shiny blue eyes. Just like the people we've met in the bottle in the summer event.
Sounds like a tragic tale.
Is she an oceanid, I wonder? Or a fairy? A water fairy, as you would like to say.
So, what do you guys think of the spring fairy in the story?
Yeah.
I'm sure she made her decision with the best of intentions, but the boy couldn't hope to understand why she left. It's a shame that the misunderstanding never got cleared up.
Maybe Xiangyong is also one. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as while I was saying that we switched to him with his blue eyes and blue hair.
Do you think she should go back and see that boy again? If she ever had another chance?
Asking for a friend.
Now? But isn't he an old man by the end of the story?
Isn't it a bit late? What if it just led to more regrets? Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic.
If Paimon was that boy... Actually, Paimon would definitely want to see the Spring Fairy again, no matter how old Paimon got. After all, she's the love of his life, right?
I see.
Oh? Looks like the party's still going strong over here. Are you coming up with more couplets? Need my help?
Stick to hosting, Tone Deaf Bard. If you get involved, you'll only match every couplet yourself and not leave any for the rest of us.
I never knew you had such a high opinion of my abilities, Paimon. But the couplet games are all over now. Tomorrow's theme is freestyle poetry.
Do we have to share our own poems with everyone?
That's right. If you're not feeling confident, don't worry. It's never too late to register for Venti's Poetry Cram class.
I'll sign up.
Oh, me too.
Hold on there, Buster. Before you start peddling your classes, just how much freedom is there with this freestyle poetry exactly? Aren't there any requirements at all?
It's as free as the winds that blow, and there's nothing freer. There are no limits to genre, form, content, or anything else. So long as it comes from the heart, you're welcome to put it into poetry. Give it a try. There's no better chance to express your innermost thoughts.
Whoa, that's almost too much freedom. Paimon can't decide which way to go. Our travels? Or maybe all the food that the travelers cooked for Paimon. Will you come too, Kelly Roy? Paimon wants to see what you write.
Oh, yes. I'll be there.
Ugh, my nose is starting to itch again. All right, I shall leave you to privately ponder your poems and bid you all good night. See you tomorrow.
Venti has spent too much time near Diona. His allergies are kicking up. Heart of the Deep is next. But first, another minigame, perhaps. This certainly looks like fighting. Inspiration Eruption. Buoys from Mondstadt seem to be thinking about something.
With the wind.
This type of game sure is inspiring. Ha ha ha. What new game? Traveler, good timing. I happen to need someone to playtest my new game. Look here, I'm calling this game Inspiration Eruption. It perfectly captures the entire process of how we poets create poetry. You mean drinking, drinking, and more drinking? Ha ha ha, hilarious! Though using wine to let one's creative juice flow is certainly a good idea. However, wine alone is not enough to inspire truly extraordinary poetry. Before we write a poem, we have to start by seeking out inspiration. Some like to travel, some prefer solitude, while others really enjoy using wine to stimulate their creativity. This is the most challenging part, since we cannot pinpoint where inspiration lies. So most of the time we feel like we haven't found our muse and become anxious and depressed. But in truth, inspiration has already visited us and left its mark inside our heads without us ever knowing. At the right juncture, it will come bursting out and take the form of a great poem, or a painting, or something else. And you can turn all that into a game? Ha ha ha, of course! The process of making poetry is quite clear and easily understood. Just so happens that there are a few tabletop game designers in Mondstadt interested in my ideas. After some discussions and few brainstorming sessions, we finally came up with Inspiration Eruption. You can try it right now if you're interested. Play a few rounds and maybe you'll become a poet yourself. Maybe it's not fighting. Maybe it is fighting. After the challenge begins, characters who defeat opponents within the mythic domains will obtain inspiring crystal stacks. Inspiring crystals will rupture once every 40 seconds. When they rupture, they will unleash a shockwave within a fixed AoE that deals immense damage based on the number of inspiring crystal stacks the current on-field character has. The shockwave damage will decrease further from the epicenter. While the inspiring crystals are waiting to rupture, mythic nexus will appear within the domain. Such foes will be very tough and hard to defeat. Skilled use of inspiring crystals waiting to rupture may aid you in defeating these opponents with ease. After inspiring crystals rupture, if the mystic nexus has already been defeated, they will once again start to stack. If the mythic nexus has not yet been defeated, and the crystals will not begin to stack again, the nexus will be weakened and no other opponents will spawn until it's defeated. After that happens, crystals will begin to stack again. Opponents of various kinds will spawn once more. Sounds like rules I might be able to ignore. So, do you want to find some inspiration? Sure thing. This way, prepare to be inspired. When a character triggers Frozen, Vaporize, or Electrocharge on an opponent, a shockwave will be unleashed at the opponent's position, dealing physical damage to nearby opponents. This effect can be triggered once every 4 seconds. Frozen, Vaporize, or Electrocharge. So definitely water with ice, water with fire, or water with electro. So definitely water. Actually, let's bring more water. So why not?
Rest and rebuild.
Right here. Emerge.
Embrace the ice.
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humbled. Huh.
Right now. Emerge.
Allow me.
Billowing surge.
Right now. Right here. Emerge.
Silence.
Right now. Right here. Emerge.
Covenants of the deep.
Right now. Emerge.
I'm always watching.
Very well timed.
The tides beckon.
Right now, emerge. Sakura swirl. Whirling snow.
Let's move out. Abrashment, rest and rebuild.
Come on out. Right here, emerge. Take flight.
Silly, but sure. When a character's normal charged or plunging attack hits an opponent, they will unleash random pyro electro shockwave at the opponent's location that will deal AoE damage from the corresponding element. They will unleash a random pyro electro shockwave. Sure.
Right here. Right now.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Mind the side effects.
Woo! Jumpy dumpy go.
Remember, health comes first.
A sight to behold. Dear me. Right now. What a nuisance.
Make yourselves at home.
Taking a turn for the better.
Sparks and flash. Pew! Fair. This may hurt a little. The doctor will see.
Emerge. Right now. Nothing lasts forever.
Oh, he was not defeated by that.
Seems like an emergency.
Share my knowledge.
Emerge.
Also, I misremembered. I thought it was only charge attacks, but no, normal attacks are also enough to make enemies explode with energy.
Bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the better.
Commit it to memory. Make yourselves at home. Yeah. Blazing delight. La la la. Boing boing boom.
Boing boing boom. When a character triggers Swirl on an opponent, a shockwave will be unleashed at the opponent's position, dealing physical damage to nearby opponents. So windy ones. Let's get windy.
Allow me. Swirl. Mark 2. Ninjutsu.
Cue the spotlight. Chip on up. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Absorption test.
Let the magic begin.
Absorption test. Swirl, Mark 2. Ninjutsu. Can't let the magic begin. Surprise.
Rest and rebuild. Covenant of the Deep.
Animal test 6308. Absorption test. Stand clear. Enhanced animal module 75. Come on out.
I'm out of here.
Cue the spotlight.
Hold the line.
Make my escape. Animal test 6308. Absorption test. Swirl, Mark 2.
Ninjutsu.
Well, it's just pure chaos.
Over here. Let the magic begin. And don't break my glasses.
Allow me. Torrent, bring refuge.
When a character defeats an opponent, a shockwave will be unleashed. Well, that's simple. At the character's position, dealing dendro damage to nearby opponents. I mean, yeah, this is about time for this team. Because if there's lots of dendro happening, then Nilo is just gonna explode everything.
Dance with the waves.
I see everything.
Remember, health comes first. Mind the sac.
Covenant of the Deep.
With all my strength. All eyes on me.
Sharing my knowledge. Hey. Ouchie.
Taking a turn for the better.
Ridiculous.
Torrent, bring refuge.
Here. Dance with the waves.
The Temple of Wisdom. I see everything.
Seems like an emergency.
Billowing surge. Everyone hold hands. Sharing my knowledge.
Positions. All eyes on me.
Remember, health comes first.
Torrent, bring refuge.
Rest and rebuild with all my strength. This dance is for you.
Make yourselves at home. I see everything.
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pill to swallow.
Covenant of the Deep.
Very easy. I say only to find out that I didn't get enough points on one of them or something. But I'm assuming it worked out. Nope. Failed one. Gotta do the second one again. Got 2,000 points. What was the second one? Oh, the one I misunderstood. Yeah, that makes sense. What would be better then? How about this team?
Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Cross over! Phew!
Allow me. Pew! Woo! Hi-ya! Billowing surge.
Things are about to get dicey.
That was a refreshing sleep. Let's go to the venue. Paimon's really looking forward to hearing everyone's poems.
Well, Paimon, just give me a second.
Higher, higher, hands on fire!
Dumpty Dumpty. Covenant of the Deep. Yeah.
Here comes the catch.
Time to go!
Pew! Hold the line. Torrents, bring refuge. Ha!
Game's up. Fun's over.
Go! Quit it! Huh? Phew!
Oh, that was bad, probably.
Blow them all up. Dumpty Dumpty go.
Because I wasn't close to the enemy again while the explosion happened. But I got 2000, so we're done. It was good enough. Good enough is all we need. Time for the final story. Heart of the Deep. The fallen leaves float away, carrying with them stories of the past. Will the protagonist of the fairy tale rekindle their feelings long lost?
Huh? Looks like we're a few people short today.
Morning, friends. Singcho said he wants to take some time and focus on writing poems, so he'll join us later.
Noelle has other duties today, so she asked me to tell everyone not to wait up for her.
Okay, well, never mind. What about Callie Roe, though? She said she'd be here.
I got here really early, but I haven't seen her yet.
Are you talking about the girl with the blue hair? I saw her on the bridge near Dihua Marsh during my morning training. She looked a little upset, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Upset? Oh no, what should we do? Was it something we said last night? Oh, Paimon's worried.
We should go find her.
I agree. If she's run into some kind of trouble, I'd like to help her.
Huh? You're all going? Then I'm coming too.
Shall we start with the bridge? We're all here a little early, so there should be time.
Good idea. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Let's do this. It's not that far away anyway.
Mind the side effect.
Not a very good day between me and the boss. And you also want to be part of my problems, it seems.
Bow your head. Be sanctified.
Oh, so this is the place? We ran into her here yesterday, too. She looked like something was weighing on her mind then as well.
It's also not far from where we were dropping those leaves.
Huh. Leaves?
Oh, right. We were so busy matching couplets we forgot to mention.
Interesting. I wonder, could Miss Callie Roy have been the one who wrote that poem on the leaf?
What makes you say that?
Oh, sorry. Nothing. Well, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, I guess. It's just, that poem on the leaf kinda gave me the same feeling as when I saw her yesterday. So much sadness.
Now that you mention it, this is upstream from where we found the poem.
Huh? Hey, look! Over there! Another leaf!
Let's catch it.
Wow, you're right! And this one has writing on it too! After that leaf!
You are not gonna leave me behind.
Why does it have to float so quickly?
If I'm gonna try chasing it in the water, I'm gonna drown.
Go! Phew.
Can't you just fly over and grab it? But Paimon can't swim. What if Paimon accidentally falls into the water?
Oh, Paimon.
Go! Phew. Huh? Phew.
It stopped.
No! We finally caught it.
Are the words still legible? Or have they been washed out?
Looks like the ink's intact. Let Paimon take a look at what it says.
The desire remains, but the time is past. The boy by the spring grows frail too fast. But when dreams flow to fruition, where streams join the sea, we'll journey on an endless reverie.
Huh? This is related to the poem we wrote in reply yesterday. She must have picked up one of our leaves. Spring. Young boy. It's looking a lot like Callie Roe was the one who wrote this.
She seems to care a lot about that story, huh?
Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering, do you think... is it possible that she's,
Let's just focus on finding her first. But you're clearly in the right.
Based on the current and accounting for wind strength, everyone, please follow me.
I'm following a long way.
This should be far enough upstream. Let's split up and search the area.
Kelly Rowie! Kelly Rowie!
Go!
Feels like she might be in trouble.
She's surrounded by hilly churros! Let's go save her!
Silence! A bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the... Settle down.
Kelly Rowie, are you okay?
She looks not fine.
What's that? It's a huge water droplet.
This is exactly what I saw the other day.
Ah, okay. Large water droplet. Kaliro?
Huh? Why are you all looking at me like that? Oh no! My body... is it...
That voice is definitely Callie Roy's.
How did this happen? Please wait a moment. Oh no. Did I use up too much energy?
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Rowe, are you some kind of adeptus?
No. I'm so sorry for deceiving you all for so long. Actually, I'm an Oceanid who flowed here from Fontaine long ago.
My, what a surprise! Nobody could have guessed.
What's an Oceanid?
Ah, the Grandmasters mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
That's correct. Though, to tell you the truth, I can't even completely recall how I found myself here. I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. Eventually, I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power. Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there.
So you really are the fairy from the story, then.
So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale?
Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
I always thought that was just a local legend.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Yep! All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So, if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves...
The moonlight flows like silken honey. The boy by the spring grows old and frail.
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf. Well, you are correct. The spring fairy and heart of Clear Springs is me.
No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it. So, the boy from the story
Is Finch. I always loved listening to people's dreams, and still do to this day. Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam and purer than the morning dew. I like humans and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were then a mystery to me.
And so you became friends.
Yes, we often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs or the first cicada of summer.
Aw, that sounds lovely.
But one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret. So, I fled and never appeared before him again.
Oh, Caliroe.
My strength returns very slowly, and even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time. I once hoped that Finch would be able to move on and meet me when the stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it. But I'm also scared. Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment and even more pain when it comes time to part.
Oh.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Huh?
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps, he was always encouraging me, telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures. He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face. And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring, every day, as if he's waiting for something.
Or someone.
I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Caliroe. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for?
Wow, Mika. It was great. Didn't know you had it in you.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and I just thought, well, it just sort of came out.
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help.
Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can.
Would you come to Springvale with me? and help to bring Finch to my side? I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before.
Leave it to me! I'm really close with Grandpa Finch!
Also, please keep Finch's in my secret. I wouldn't want Springvale's tranquil waters to become agitated on account of all this.
Don't worry.
Your secret is safe with me.
I won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
What's wrong? Are you gonna turn back into a water droplet?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes.
I have an idea. Write him a poem.
A poem?
All the things you hide deep inside your heart. Everything you never had the chance to say.
Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem. And it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
To Spring Whale. She's not here anymore, right? No.
Are you okay?
It's nothing. I'm just scared that I won't be able to maintain this form much longer.
Okay, don't panic. Wait here, Caliroe. I'll go fetch Grandpa Finch.
Take it slow, Diona. Finch isn't a young man anymore. He's not as steady on his feet. I can still hold on a bit longer.
Okay, stay strong. You can do it.
How are you holding up? Would you like some support, Miss Caliroy?
You can also lean on Paimon if you need.
Thank you, all of you.
And Finch, standing where you ever stand. By your little lake. Yeah. I always thought this story was about the Sealy that you had to bring to this little pond. Wonder if that was an intentional misdirection.
Is that Diona? You're back early today.
Today's your special day, Grandpa Finch. Can you come with me?
Oh? Well, where are we going?
Over there, to the waterfall.
Did you catch a nice little fishy?
Something like that.
Just come with me already. This is extremely important.
But I promised your father that I'd go to
Grandpa Finch!
All right. All right. No need to get worked up. I'm right behind you.
That's more like it. Now come on. I'll help you.
Draft's daughter is just like him when she's on a mission.
Finch. Take your time.
What's all this? What are all these people doing here? Even Mika's here? How's work been going lately? And even some friends from abroad, if I'm not mistaken. You do know that today's not my birthday, don't you?
Greetings, Mr. Finch. My name is Chong Yoon. We all met at the poetry gala, and, well, there's someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Finch.
That voice. Kelly Rowe.
I didn't think you'd still remember.
Oh, I remember. I remember all right. How could I ever forget? Although your appearance is different than I recall, back then you looked like you'd stepped right out of a fairy tale. But I'm one to talk. Of course a fairy from a fairy tale can change forms. But in your eyes, I'm probably the one who's changed beyond all recognition.
Oh, even after all these years, you still know just what to say to make me laugh.
I thought you were only able to appear in the dead of night. There have been times when I've wondered whether it really was all a dream.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, Finch.
Oh, it can't have been that long. It's been but the blink of an eye, really.
Finch, would you like to hear a poem I wrote for you?
A poem? You write poetry now? Well, of course. I'd be delighted to listen. I'll hang on every word that leaves your lips.
In that case, let me read you a story about the Spring Fairy. Far from my native land I roamed. In streams I slept, many seasons I met as the sun set and rose. I searched for a garden to call a home, and the moonlight ebbed as the water flowed. A soft breeze beckoned me unto a spring. Sleep, weary wanderer, your journey is over. May the dancing petals sweeten your slumber. At dawn, I hummed the melody of a distant stream, and the songs in the night serenaded my dreams. A boy's tender tears trembled through the water, stirring me more than any starlight sonata. He wove me a wreath from past petals and future buds. I crossed beyond the veil of dreams to the realm of flesh and blood. Look at the love that shines from his eager gaze. Answer the call of his heart, lest this moment go to waste. The kittens and fireflies invited my heartstrings to sing, but I was a stranger to the melody of mankind, and knew not how this tune should begin. As the river of dreams trickled into the ocean blue, every time a crystal fly flapped its wings, older it seemed he grew. But I learned to fathom human ways each stumbling step I took, and clouds of confusion became crystal clear in the vulnerable verse I wrote. As seed yearns for soil and trees for the sun, a once foreign melody inside my heart sung, and it cried out your name on every string it could strum. Now, I give my dream to you. May it be in your slumber a sweet spring to quench your thirst. Now, I hand my heart to you, praying my belated promise might meet, still with your trust.
Quite beautiful. Quite beautiful indeed.
Yes. This is how I remember you from when we first met. All those years ago. It really has been a long, old time, hasn't it?
Finch,
It's okay. I understand. Your poem, it explains everything.
Thank you, Finch. Please, take this.
It's so beautiful.
This is a droplet of water condensed from my own power. Finch, I don't have a physical form like humans, and I can't stay by your side. I don't know how long it'll be before I can change back into human form again. But as long as this droplet remains with you, our hearts will always be connected, no matter the distance between us. I will always be one with the spring. From this day onwards, if you call me, I will meet you in your dreams.
The true heart of Clear Springs.
It's so romantic.
Shh.
You've really learned a lot, haven't you? And you don't even mind that the kids are watching.
Does it bother you?
How could it possibly? This is the happiest moment of my life. I just worry that once I go to sleep, I won't ever want to wake up again.
Huh? Don't say that.
I'm only joking. It seems that you still have much to learn.
Is that right?
Grandpa Finch and Kelly Rowie look so happy. Oh, what a perfect moment.
Word perfect of the day. One more and you're out.
Diona, thank you for fetching Finch for me. I've never forgotten you either.
I used to chat with you a lot. Wasn't it ever annoying?
Of course not. You are one of the truest friends I have in the entire world. That's why I gave you your gift, so that a part of me could always be with you.
Oh. Okay. So explaining Diona's ability, I guess.
Huh?
The curse of never being able to make bad alcohol.
Wait. So is Diona's ability to mix delicious drinks from disgusting ingredients a blessing from this water spirit? And if so, is it also possible that my pure yang spirit is a gift from some being?
My physical form is about to disappear. Finch.
Yes?
I've never regretted meeting you or deciding to talk to you that night. Not once. All these long years.
Not for a single moment.
It probably goes without saying, but neither have I.
Although it was different from in the stories, that fateful night, I never gave you that kiss. This gift that represents my promise and my love, I give it to you now.
Paimon, close your eyes.
It's okay, everyone.
Can't show that on TV.
She's gone now.
He drank her.
What? But Paimon didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grandpa Finch?
Don't worry now. She hasn't gone far. Just like she said, she'll always be one with the spring, by our side and in our dreams.
And once again, I feel a very important and very integrated into the game's story is locked behind an event that will then never be able to be played again. Still making the same old weird decisions. Or Traverse.
Oh, child. Let me stay here a little longer.
At least in Star Rail, they made it so you can always access the events. You just can't get all the rewards anymore if you do them too late.
Oh? Hey, you're all back! And it looks like you're in much better spirits than before. Hu-Tao's a step ahead. She's already talking about printing a poetry anthology. She said she can't wait for everyone's final words because I'm itching to pull the trigger. By which I assume she meant she eagerly anticipates receiving everyone's freestyle poetry submissions to help her close the deal.
Where have you all been? I've been waiting here forever.
Oh, you missed that.
Perhaps they lacked sufficient inspiration and wished to have an emergency communion with nature. And with any luck, I'll bet they heard some fine poetry along the way.
How deaf Bard! Does this mean that right from the start
Paimon. He promised.
right from the start, you said you would treat us to a nice meal!
Huh? Did I?
I think that this is worth a meal.
Very well. Since the traveler agrees, then it looks like I can't escape this time. Diona, dear Diona, could I trouble you to fix us a couple of your delicious beverages?
You wish. All right. Well, normally I'd never agree, but since I happen to be in a good mood today...
Huh? So, just what have you guys been up to all this time? Why does it feel like there are some unspoken words hanging in the air here that everyone is privy to but myself?
Really? Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
Yeah, that's right. We're just, taking a walk. Inspiration walk, since it worked so well last time.
So even Mika's in on it? Chongyun, how about you tell me what happened on the sly? I've just remembered that I heard about a haunted house recently that you'll definitely want to check out. I'm willing to bet that even your pure Yang spirit won't be able to scare off these demons.
I appreciate the gesture, but no thanks. Not this time. And I'm starting to think that maybe this pure Yang spirit isn't such a bad thing after all.
Huh? What the? What's gotten into you?
Character growth all around.
Okay, that confirms it. I call shenanigans. Something big definitely went down here.
Okay, we got a portrait of that scene. Heart of Clear Springs. This exquisite and beautiful framed picture recalls the moment when Finch and Kaluro were finally reunited. After endless waiting and longing, the neighboring nation's congenial poetry gala offered the opportunity for a perfect ending to their long-anticipated reunion. It's a moment of heartfelt joy that is worthy of being preserved for eternity. Time may go by, and all things may change, but promises and love are always awaiting in dreams.
Toodaloo.
I guess none of the participants are hanging out anymore. Let's check out the final minigame. Mending Painting Prospects. Butler from Mondstadt appears to have something on his mind. The next painting is... right, it's this one. What are you doing? You are Li Huan. Your reputation precedes you. I heard so much about you from my colleagues and was wondering if you would grace this event. And as such, and as luck would have it, here you are. It is truly an honor to meet you. There are many things I wish to introduce to you, but before that allow me to introduce myself. I am Battler, a painter. You should be quite familiar with this profession, no? But in addition to being a painter myself, I am also an art conservator. No matter what type of damage a painting has suffered, whether it was burnt, chewed on by rodents, rotted by mold, or any similar matter, as long as it is in my hands, I can restore the painting to its original, most perfect state. Restoring paintings? You just repaint them. Ha ha ha, of course not. Were I to just repaint them exactly as they were, that would be called copying. What we art conservators must do is restore a piece of artwork to its most original pristine condition. Every detail, from the colors to the brushstrokes, even the material of the canvas itself, must be exactly the same as the original painting. What if it was chewed by fairies? Can't do anything about that, sadly. That sounds amazing. Isn't it? It takes exceptional painting skill, as well as uncommonly keen and detailed image perception. That's why I created a minigame where you have to restore paintings. Which is why I simply haven't been able to hire many capable assistants. I mean, if a painter has both exceptional skills and a keen perception of the smallest details, then why not just focus on their own work instead of helping restore that of other artists? Not to mention how this job doesn't pay well, and how people often think of us as a bunch of copycats with mediocre skills. But every job needs to be done by someone, wouldn't you agree? Art is a precious thing. An outstanding painting can carry history, stories, and emotions, and of course, its market value. No matter what others think, as an artist myself, I will not stand idly by and watch those paintings deteriorate. But, as I just said, this job doesn't pay well. I have received numerous commissions to restore ancient paintings. These old paintings come from Mondstadt and Liyue. These include landscapes, figures, animals, and even crayon drawings from children. You restore crayon drawings too? In principle, as long as it's a painting, it's a valid commission. Besides, even a child's crayon drawing contains the hard work they poured into it. Who is to say it may not be their first step to becoming an artist one day? So, it's understandable that their parents would come to me to restore it. Your expression says you haven't even managed to convince yourself. What? No, not at all. I'm absolutely not exasperated by these sorts of requests. I just have to study crayon drawings a bit. Li Huan, if you could, would you be willing to do me a favor? As you can see, I'm the only one here, but to restore a painting I need to go out and find the relevant scenery painted therein. Ah, we are not restoring paintings. We are gonna take pictures. You need to go out and find the original scenery. Alas, indeed. Not only that, I also have to do all the kinds of research on materials relevant to the painting. For example, how the scenery and animals depicted looked like at the time they were painted. Fortunately, the paintings I'm currently commissioned to restore aren't too old, so things shouldn't have changed drastically. I was about to head out to study the original locations, but as you know, the wilderness is a dangerous place for those more adept with the brush than the sword. That's why I'd like to ask you to find the relevant scenery for me. I'm not artistically gifted. No worries, I've already prepared everything that you'll need. I've done this before when hiring others to help me in the past. Look, this is a photo of the painting to be restored, and I've already marked the key landmarks in it. All you need to do is find the location and take photos of the marked objects with this camera, and you're done. So I just need to take photos. That's right. But you ought to familiarize yourself with the paintings before taking the picture. You need to feel their aesthetics and artistic sense. Let the paintings linger in your mind. As long as you understand them, perhaps you will be able to sense the entire process of how these paintings were done while taking photos. Sketching, outlining, coloring, refining the details. You mean like a hallucination? Hallucinating it does seem a bit much. You're correct. To me, art is a type of hallucination. What an artist must do is capture that hallucination in detail and express it objectively. Believe me, just study the photos I give you, and you will surely feel the artistic hallucination within. I trust this task to you, Li Huan. And I shall start on restoring these paintings. Right, the next one is... Once you reach a viewing point, you must select one of the 3 pictures that best correspond to the current viewing point and start looking for the missing scenery objects. After selecting the picture, you can move your camera to match the picture with the current scenery and look for any missing scenery objects. Once you have found said objects, you can record them. Each picture will have 2 to 3 missing scenery objects. When attempting to record them, you may have to adjust your viewing angle multiple times. Once all the objects have been recorded, the current picture will have its missing details completely filled in. No adding googly eyes to people's portraits then. No, sadly not. Just landscape photos, I guess. Okay. That's Storm Terror's lair. That's Mondstadt. And that's the winery. Landscapes could also have googly eyes, but again, not this time. Sadly not. Art!
Someone needs assistance.
Yes, someone who wants to restore paintings needs assistance. Not that difficult. I wonder if they'll get any more difficult with time. Or if the most difficult thing will be getting to the spot where I need to start.
I'll catch up.
Well, oh, over here. And then like this. Well, that was free. So maybe there will be more pieces missing as we go on. We have... I don't know the names of these places, but I know the places. Oh, they have titles too. I didn't see that earlier. We have Wineries, Leisurely Relaxation, the City of Wine and Song, and the Great Dragon's Residence. We have Is There Any Treasure Here? Seeking to Paint Tianqiu, and Who Defends Luhua?
Leave it?
Leave it. Start with defending. I actually place that thingy. I didn't want to
Everyone's
place it.
laundry is still on the line. May I be excused to fetch it in?
It would be kind of far to go back and get the laundry now, Noel.
Such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Some perspective here with these pictures that are not quite true to reality.
Oh dear, everyone's laundry is still on the line. May I be excused to fetch it in?
The weather is kind of all over the place today.
Such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Go a few steps and then it will rain again. Yep. How about getting in the laundry, Noel?
Oh dear, everyone's laundry is still on the line. May I be excused to fetch it in? Such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Almost too silly.
Oh dear, everyone's laundry is still on the line. May I be excused to fetch it in?
It's mostly because the minigame turns off the rain. So it keeps doing it, but very, very silly.
Such fair weather.
Such fair
Why
weather.
don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Oh, it's that one. Nicely done. And it didn't even start raining afterwards. Footbridge. Small pavilion. Great Lake. More and more things are missing. This is the footbridge. This was the footbridge. There's one. Oh, I see it. Right on that cliff. Oh, it's close enough. This goes very quickly, which honestly is pretty good for the last minigame. What was the last one? Here.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Everyone's laundry is still on the line. May I be excused to fetch it in?
Get ready for some sunshine work when I find that thing. And then probably more laundry afterwards.
Such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too.
Mountain. Mountain. Okay, where's that thing? I'm possibly a little blind. Oh wait, it's... okay. It's the restaurant. Fine distance. Oh yeah, I placed an accidental thing earlier. Let it not confuse me in the future. And finally, wouldn't it be nice to have one where nothing can be seen? Mondstadt scenery with the big tree in the back. The city that is beating the city that is the beating heart of commerce, Lihue Harbor, and gazing into the distance. Not a single crayon picture. We have been lied to. This is a great place though, because you can look very far. Like, we really appreciate the scenery in this game. If you want to see all the important places in Mondstadt, this is definitely a good place. See that mountain? You can go there. So they say. Was one place where we could see Windrise, but I don't see where from it was. Also, there's an insect in here. I love it. Well, there's one here for Leeway Harbor. Right at the teleport point. Good thing that boat has not moved since you took this picture. The lights just turned on. Okay, one last one. I'm sure it would... Yeah, there it is. Somewhere in a view of Windrise.
Someone needs assistance.
Up there? Up there.
I'll catch up.
Had to have the last one be in a hard to reach spot again. Oh, it is that thing. That's a very conflated picture. And that was all. We get Ballad of the Boundless Blue, a new weapon. In 6 seconds after normal or charge attacks hit an opponent, normal attack damage will be increased by 8% and charge attack damage will be increased by 6%. An anthology of exquisite poetry. It contains quite a few poems beloved by Monsteaders concerning the skies, dandelions, and other such topics. Sounds like it might be a decent free-to-play weapon for Novelette.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there.
So many rewards. More rewards. Give them to me. As well as some eggs. But that should be all. Yes, that's a different event that I probably won't be showing off on stream. So with this, we are done writing poetry. We, as the player, didn't really do much with the poetry, did we? Now that I think about it, we were not very involved with that at all. We just listened to them throwing poetry at each other. Which was fun, I guess. But that's the end. See you again next time.
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request.
Yes. See you again next time, for whatever it is. I don't care what it is, but I'll do it. Bye.